Have you ever had that feeling, you see a recommended for you pop up and you think, maybe this time, and then, nope, complete miss.
Oh, absolutely. It suggests something you literally just bought, or, yeah, something so random you're like, does this thing know me at all?
Exactly. It's that common frustration. But what if?
Yeah.
What if there was a system that didn't just, like, guess, but actually got your tastes as they change? And get this, could even tell you why it picked something.
That's the dream, right?
Well, today, we're diving deep into something that aims for exactly that. It's called ARAG, Agentic Retrieval Augmented Generation. Sounds complex, I know.
Yeah, it is a mouthful.
But it's a really innovative framework. Came out of research at Walmart Global Tech, actually. And it promises to pretty much revolutionize how websites and apps understand your unique, always shifting preferences.
Yeah, our mission today is basically to unpack this ARAG thing, see how it works, and what it could mean for, well, for all of us online.
So before ARAG, we had RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. Sounds similar, but you're saying it wasn't quite up to snuff for recommendations.
Exactly. Existing ARG systems, they showed promise, sure, but they often kind of hit a wall when it comes to good recommendations. They tend to rely on, let's say, pretty simplistic ways of finding things.
Simplistic how? Like what?
Well, things like cosine similarity or basic embedding matching. Think of it like just looking for items that have similar digital fingerprints or keywords. It's a bit basic.
Okay, so they look for closeness, but where does that fall short for us? Why do those recommendations sometimes feel so off?
Because they often, they fail to capture the nuance in what you actually like, especially when things are changing fast. Like, they're not great at reading between the lines of your long browsing history to figure out what you really want right now.
Okay.
And the way they rank things, often not sophisticated enough. They struggle to balance all the different factors, relevance, sure, but also maybe diversity, novelty, what's appropriate in the moment.
Like recommending only action movies, because I watched one yesterday, forgetting I might want a comedy tonight.
Precisely. They miss that kind of subtle contextual understanding.
Okay, so the old way casts a wide net, maybe, but isn't great at pinpointing what you're actually thinking. How does ARAG tackle this? What's the secret sauce?
So ARAG takes that RAG idea and really elevates it. It brings in what they call a multi-agent collaboration mechanism.
Multi-agent, like a team.
Exactly like a team. The core idea is it uses a set of specialized large language model agents, LLMs. Think of them as expert consultants, each focused on one part of the problem.
Okay.
They work together to refine how the system finds information and ranks items. It's not just looking at a static database, it's dynamically pulling in and considering all sorts of real-time diverse info.
That sounds, yeah, way more powerful.
Yeah.
So how does this team of agents even start? What does it need to know about me?
Good question. It starts with two key things about you, the user. First, your long-term context. That's basically your history, past, clicks, buys, stuff you've liked over time.
Right, the background.
And second, your current session, what you're doing right now. The clicks, the searches, your immediate interests.
Got it. Long-term patterns and right this second behavior. And before these specialist agents get involved, there's still an initial step, right? Like a basic RAG path.
Yep, that's right. Before the agents step in, a standard RAG system does a first pass. It retrieves an initial, pretty broad recall pool of items based on that simpler embedding similarity we talked about, kind of like casting the initial wide net.
Okay, so it gets a big list of maybes.
Exactly. And then the magic happens. ARAG moves way beyond just that surface level matching. It kicks off this sophisticated workflow where 4 specialized LLM agents work together.
4 agents, okay.
Yeah, and their job is to really dig into the contextual alignment of each item in that big initial pool. It's like assembling a personalized recommendation dream team just for you.
All right, I need to meet this dream team. Who are these 4 agents? What do they do?
Okay, first up is the User Understanding Agent, or UUA.
User understanding makes sense.
Its job is basically to create a high-level summary of your preferences. It looks at both your long-term history and your current session stuff to figure out your general interests, but also, importantly, what you seem to be looking for right now. It builds a little profile of you.
Okay, so it gets the me context.
Then, and this is where it gets really interesting, like you said, we have the Natural Language Inference Agent, the NLI agent.
NLI, what's its superpower?
Precision. This agent looks at each potential item from that initial pool and checks how well its description, title, metadata, reviews, all that text semantically aligns with what the UUA figured out about your intent.
Semantically. So understanding the meaning, not just keywords.
Exactly. The paper gives a good example. Say you're browsing for vegan leather accessories with a checkered design, focusing on stylish handbags. The NLI agent looks at an item like a go well checkered tote. It doesn't just see checkered and tote, it checks. Does this actually fit the vegan leather part? Does it match the style inferred from your browsing? It actively filters out stuff that doesn't truly meaningfully match.
Wow, okay. That's smart. It's really understanding the intent. What's next? Agent number 3.
Agent 3 is the context summary agent, or CSA.
Context summary. So it summarizes.
Pretty much. It takes the items that the NLI agent gave the thumbs up to the ones that are properly aligned with your context, and then it summarizes the key info, the textual metadata, of only those well-aligned items.
So it distills the essence of the good matches.
You got it. Makes it easier for the final agent to weigh the options.
And that final agent is?
The grand finale. The item ranker agent, or IRA.
The ranker. Okay, this one puts it all together.
Exactly. The IRA takes the insights from the user understanding agent, that summary of you, and the insights from the context summary agent, that distilled info about the aligned items. It uses all that to generate the final ranked list of recommendations.
And it ranks them based on?
Based on relevance to both your history and your current goal. It prioritizes what seems most relevant, and it can even consider things like, how likely you might be to actually buy it.
Can you give an example, like the handbag one?
Yeah, back to the handbag example. If you're into vegan leather, checkered patterns, stylish stuff, the ranker might put a butide checkered tote shoulder handbag higher than, say, a Dason Hobo handbag if the butide one better matches those specific material and style preferences it learned about you.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So it's not just one agent after another. How do they actually coordinate? You said collaboration.
Right. It's not strictly linear. They work kind of like a Blackboard-style multi-agent system.
Like a Blackboard system.
Yeah. Think of a shared digital whiteboard. The user understanding agent and the NLI agent can work in parallel, posting their findings. Here's what the user wants. Here's how well these items match onto this shared space.
Okay.
Then the context summary agent reads that combined info and adds its summaries. And finally, the item ranker agent looks at everything on the board, all that refined, collaboratively generated information to make its final ranking.
And you mentioned it can even explain itself.
That's a key potential benefit, yeah. The system can generate an explanation trace. So theoretically, it could tell you why it recommended that specific handbag, because you showed interest in vegan leather and recently browsed checkered patterns.
So bringing it all together, this whole agent teamwork, what's the big payoff for me scrolling through recommendations?
Well, it means ARAG can do really fine-grained relevance assessment. It produces recommendations that are much more context-aware, much more semantically grounded. It's moving beyond just guessing based on past clicks.
To actually understanding what I might want now.
Exactly, which should hopefully mean less of that frustration we talked about at the start, less recommendation fatigue.
Okay, sounds great in theory. But did they test it? Does it actually work better?
Oh, yeah. They put it through its paces.
Yeah.
Rigorous testing. They used 3 big data sets from Amazon reviews, clothing, electronics, and home and kitchen. Huge amount of data.
From real users?
Yep. Interactions from 10,000 randomly sampled users. So, pretty representative.
And what do they compare it against? The old ways?
They did. They benchmarked ARAG against 2 standard approaches. One was really simple, recency-based ranking. Just assumes your latest clicks are all that matter.
Okay, the simplest baseline.
Right. And the other was vanilla RAG, a more standard RAG system using those embedding-based methods we discussed earlier to find relevant items.
And drumroll, how did ARAG do? Did the fancy agent system pay off?
Big time.
Yeah.
It significantly outperforms both of the others across all the data sets, all the metrics.
Significantly how? Got any numbers?
Definitely. So in the clothing category, for example, ARAG got up to a massive 42.12% improvement in NDCG at 5.
Whoa, okay, NDCG at 5. Remind me what that measures.
Right, sorry. NDCG at 5 basically tells you how good the ranking is within the top 5 recommendations. Are the most relevant items right there at the top. A 42% jump means ARAG is way, way better at putting the stuff you'll likely want most right where you'll see it first.
That's huge. Almost half, again, better at getting the time spots right.
Exactly. And it also saw a 35.54% jump in hit at 5 in clothing, meaning you're much more likely to find something relevant in those top 5 recommendations.
Concrete numbers help. What was the score?
For clothing, ARAG's NDCG at 5 was 0.439. Compare that to recency at 0.319 and vanilla RAG at 0.299. Big difference.
And that held up across electronics and home goods, too.
Consistent superiority across the board, yeah.
Interesting. Did they find any quirks? Like, did the simpler methods ever do okay?
Actually, yeah. Interestingly, that simple recency model sometimes beat vanilla ARAG, especially in clothing.
Huh. Why would that be?
It suggests maybe for fashion, what you just looked at is a really strong signal. People's tastes or needs might change very quickly there.
Makes sense, but ARAG still beat everything.
ARAG beat everything, everywhere. Its adaptive strategies just seemed more robust across all types of products. It consistently demonstrated a better grasp of user intent.
Okay, so the whole system works really well, but it makes you wonder, it's a team of 4 agents. How much does each one really contribute? Like, if you took one away, would it matter much?
Great question. And that's exactly what they looked at with something called an ablation study. They basically took the system apart piece by piece to see what each part adds.
Is every agent pulling its weight?
Absolutely. The study showed clear incremental benefits. For instance, just adding the first agent, the user understanding agent, even without the others refining the items, already gave consistent gains.
Just understanding the user better made a difference.
Yep. In electronics, for example, just adding the UUA-boosted NDCG at 5 by 14.4% over the vanilla RA baseline shows how important just getting that high-level user profile right is.
Okay, so step 1 helps. What about adding the context summary agent?
That boosted performance even further, especially in clothing again. Adding the CSA gave a 28.8% NDCG at 5 improvement over vanilla RA. So understanding and summarizing the item's context is also super important.
Right, and then the full system with the NLI agent doing that semantic reasoning.
That achieved the absolute best results. Adding the NLI agent on top gave up to 14% additional gains in NDCG at 5 for clothing, beyond what the other agents already provided.
So that deep semantic check really is crucial for hitting that peak performance.
It really confirms it, that semantic reasoning is key.
So it's not just one magic bullet agent. It really is the combination, the complementary value. They all work together to get those top results. Each piece makes the whole thing smarter.
Precisely. That's the key takeaway. ARG works because it reframes recommendation as this coordinated reasoning task. It breaks down the problem user understanding, semantic alignment, summarizing, ranking, and assigns specialized agents.
And by doing that, it turns that big, messy, initial lists of possibilities
Into a finely filtered, semantically grounded list that really clicks with both your long-term tastes and what you seem to want right now.
And beyond just getting better recommendations, which is great, what's the bigger picture here? What does this shift towards agent collaboration mean?
Well, the accuracy gains are obviously huge, but maybe more importantly, as we touched on, ARAG provides those transparent rationales, that potential for the system to explain its choices.
Yeah, the why.
Exactly. Imagine getting a recommendation and seeing a little note saying, because you liked X and recently looked at Y. That could build so much more trust and make you feel like the system actually gets you.
That would be a game changer.
And connecting this to the broader landscape, this idea of using collaborating agents within the RAG loop, it looks like a really practical way forward, a path towards recommendations that are truly personalized, truly context-aware, and understand you on a much deeper level than before. It makes AI feel less like a black box.
Yeah, less mysterious, more like a helpful guide.
That's the goal.
So we've seen how ARAG represents this shift, moving beyond just matching keywords to having these AI agents work together to genuinely understand you, your changing tastes, your current needs. It transforms recommendations from just guesses into really fine-tuned insights. It feels like we're moving towards algorithms that might actually know us.
It's a significant step in that direction.
So here's something to think about. If these systems can know what you like, infer why, and even explain it, what does that unlock? Forget shopping for a second. What about education? Imagine a system guiding you to the perfect learning resource based on your style, your current knowledge,
Learning paths, yeah.
or healthcare, guiding you to the most relevant, trustworthy information or services based on your specific health situation and history.
The potential is huge when systems become truly expert, transparent guides.
What happens next when technology doesn't just predict your preferences, but actually understands and explains them across all parts of our lives? That's something to mull over.